can hear the birds out, and for the first time in weeks, we're not seeing the sun in Boulder, so we have to apply some trust and faith this morning that the sun is back there behind the clouds, and I think we're going to see her in a little bit. But in the meantime, Supta Baddha Konasana on your back with your feet together and your knees wide. So when all of the things that are happening first started happening, I thought there's no way I could possibly teach yoga online and feel connected. And I have to say, as often is the case, you guys have proven me wrong. I look forward to our Saturday morning class. This is the regular class I teach when things are up and typical in Boulder, Colorado. And I love that we're still together. Morning, Sue and Dave. I love that we're still together in this time and seeing all of you hopping on and knowing that we have mats rolled out in Austin, Texas, and Hingham, Massachusetts, and Boulder, Colorado, and so many places. And it's just a wonderful way to remind us that no matter how disconnected we're feeling in what's going on, that it only can take a few moments to actually drop in and reconnect. So thank you for being part of that for me and for this community. I'm so grateful, so grateful. So if you're just joining us, good morning, Michelle and Gwen. Supta Baddha Konasana on your back with your knees wide and hands on your body. And take a moment or two to just notice the person you've brought to your mat. And notice what's true for you this morning. Start to feel the temperature of your upper lip. Feel the sensation of your feet connecting. And feel where your hands are resting on your body. And just notice if right now this morning, if it feels more powerful to send or receive love right from that place, right from where you are. And this morning, I want us to work with two things that for me dovetail together, one of which is the idea that we want to relax into our experience rather than fight. We fight for so many things, for a seat on the subway, to get to the front of something, to get our workout in, to get our boss to understand, to be heard, to be right. And this morning, I want to encourage all of us to drop the fighting and relax into it. And from that place, can we start to see how much attachment we have to how things go? And I'm right there with you. So if you thought you were by yourself, you're not. We're pretty attached to, wearing a mask or not, re-entering now or later, how our neighbors do it, how our friends do it. We have a lot of attachments. And I'm just noticing a lot of fight energy starting to show up for a lot of us. And what I want us to work with this morning in our practice is, can we relax versus fighting? Can we soften our attachment to how this all goes as much as possible? Good. From here, slowly draw your knees in towards your chest. And begin to roll back and forth on the length of your spine. From your middle back to your tailbone, back to the back of your skull, just back and forth a few times. And then when you're ready, roll yourself all the way up to Utkatasana, standing on your feet. Yep, and you don't have to fight for it. Just get yourself there as sweetly, as easily as you can. And then chair pose, right? You're going to bend both legs. I like to take my feet wider. A lot of people like their feet together. I like a more stable base. And then from here, rocking chair. Toes lift, bring the weight into your heels, and then vice versa, just rocking back and forth. It's beginning to connect to your legs. And notice your ability to shift weight, and your ability to hold yourself up. And now there's no doubt your legs are going to start to turn on. And as they do, can you relax your upper body? Can your shoulders melt down? Can your fingers spread? And can you let the weight root through your heels so that you can settle in? Great. Take a steady breath in and then vertical twist to your right. Twist your arms open. Good. Spread your fingers, draw your shoulders together. Good. And then come back to center and twist to the other side. Vertical twist to your left. You've got it. Good. Good. Come back to center and twist again. Vertical twist to the other side. Twist open, sit low, reach wide. And then come to center and twist to the other side. Good. Come back to center, chair pose. And then take your arms behind you for airplane arms. Airplane arms. Good. Clasp your hands together. Lift your heels just for a moment, a drinking bird variation. Good. And then drop your heels. And then lift your heels. And let's do that. Breathe in, lift your heels high. And then drop your heels and let your lower body land. And as you inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, lower down. Hi, Heidi. And again, lift up one last time. And then lower down. Good. Keep your fingers interlaced. Soften your legs and fold forward. Yeah, and bend your knees as much as you'd like to feel freedom in your low back. And then as you pay attention to your arms, shift your awareness to your chest. Broaden your chest. Spread your heart apart. Beautiful. And then exhale your hands to the mat. Good. Step back to high plank. And pause in high plank. You're welcome as we take planks today to always come to forearms if that's more helpful for you. What we're going to take out today are these forward folds. What I sometimes see in class is people fighting to fold more, to close more, to fold more. We're actually going to take squats and hip openers today. We're going to open your groin a bit and loosen a lot of the junk. Well, let's say maybe the junk in the trunk, but also the junk in the groin. We have a lot of stuff settling there from all of our sitting and the stuff we push down. Great. One more big breath in, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Let's take cobra pose. Press through your legs, lift up, and then bow down. Good. 2 more times your way. Press to lift, and bow down. Good. Last time, press to lift, and bow down. Good. Feel your forehead make contact with the mat. Feel that you are on the ground. Feel you can relax in this. Press to tabletop or high plank and downward facing dog. And I love that you know you're in Boulder, Colorado. I think I've seen 6 runners jog by in the first 10 minutes of our video. So great. Now pedal out your dog, walking left to right. As you can see, our great model this morning, Dia, she's just kind of finding her way onto the mat. The first 15 minutes or so is actually getting to know your body today. Kind of doesn't matter what your body was yesterday. We don't want to be too attached to how we felt yesterday because today's a whole new day. Beautiful. And walk your hands back to your feet. Bring your hands to your waist and come all the way up to stand. Good. Bring both hands on top of your heart. And from just the first few minutes of your practice, get clear, what is it you want and need this morning? Let that guide your intention and set that powerfully, set that purposefully here. And let's connect all our breath together. Take a giant breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. 2 more, just like that. Big breath in. And a big exhale. Last time, steady breath in and a steadier breath out. Good. Tadasana, reach to the sky. Vertical twist to your right. Good. Lift up, reach up, look up, and twist to the other side as you exhale. Good. Come back through center, reach high. Airplane arms, palms behind you. Good. Interlace your fingers. Lift your heels, lift yourself up, and drop your heels down. Good. Press into your toes, lift up, and drop your heels down. Just one more time. Lift your heels high, lift the top of your head high. Beautiful. Drop your heels. Soft legs fold forward. Good. Wide, soft fold. Good. Hands to the mat and walk forward to high plank again. Good. So from here, we're going to take something we're going to call tap outs. And I think we did this last week. You're going to take your right foot and tap it directly out to the right onto the floor. Yep, next to you, and bring it back to center. And then you're going to take the left foot and tap it out. Good. And just back and forth, steady and breathing. And again, feel free to come to forearms. But feel yourself steady, right? You're not too attached to what happens. If you're not sure what the hell you're doing, don't worry about it. But begin to generate some energy and some willingness. Tapping left and tapping right, coming back through center each time, and noticing your energy. Is it relaxed energy or fighting energy? You choose. You choose. Good. One more time each side. And then bringing yourself back to center to high plank. Good. Now take your right leg up and take your right knee to your nose. Good. Now can you pulse your knee to nose? Just little pulses, kind of warming up the spine, warming up the leg. Not too grand of a movement, but just enough where you can feel your hips lifting and your back foot's really working and supporting you. Beautiful. Take that back leg back and up. Good. And now take it to your right elbow. Good. Now can you draw it from your wrist to your elbow? Little pulses, your knee down to your wrist and up to your elbow. Little pulses. Yep, you got it. Dia down and up. Yeah, and press through your hands, spread your fingers, unite your whole body to really support you here. Beautiful. And then send your leg back. We've got one more to go. You're doing great. Now, can you draw it back to your elbow, but take it to the opposite elbow and a little tick-tock side to side. Not like the TikTok videos I'm seeing, but a little like pendulum clock side to side. Beautiful. Elbow to elbow. Awesome. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good. A big breath in and then open your mouth and send that energy out. Good. One more like that. Breathe in. Open your mouth. Send it out. So in everything happening, I want us to keep reminding ourselves we have this choice. We can relax and expand through all of this, or we can fight and contract. Good. Come back to high plank. We'll take the other side. You're going to take your left leg up, and then your knee comes to your nose, and there's a pause. And now little pulses, forward and back, just beginning to move your spine, but just small movements, nothing too extreme. But feel the whole back line of your body working as you contract the front line. Good. And now you're going to take that left leg back, stretch it back, get long. Good. Take it to your elbow. Same elbow, left elbow. Good. And then wrist to elbow, you're going to lift and lower down to your wrist and up to your elbow. And there's no doubt this is challenging. You're doing great in all this. As I said last week, you made it through 100% of your crappy days. You're doing great. Awesome. Send your left leg back one last time. Morning, Kate. And now bring that knee to the opposite elbow and then tick-tock back and forth. Start to feel your pelvis and your rib cage shift and rotate. Press through your hands. Let your shoulders do some of the work. You've got it. Downward facing dog. Good work. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. And if you haven't turned your playlist on and you want that here, go for that now. Good. Take another big breath in, big breath out. One last time. Steady breath in and steady breath out. Good. Send your right foot forward, low lunge to warrior one. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Good. And I don't know why, but for me, the warrior energy is such a great example of relaxing versus fighting. Because there's no doubt, right? You've got to have wide feet to give room to your hips so that you can sit nice and low in your leg. You've got to have wide shoulders to let there be room for your arms to come up and through. Yeah, but can you stay soft in your face and your joints? Beautiful. Take a steady breath in and then airplane your arms back. Good. Now drive your feet down as you reach your heart for just the first step in front of you. Like, I don't know how each of us are going to find our way through this reopening process, but I'm pretty sure we'll be more successful if we take it one step at a time. We'll feel that this morning in your practice. We're just going to take it one pose, one breath at a time. Good. Back to warrior one. And now a vertical twist right. So the awkward twist to your right. Spread your fingers, draw your shoulders together. Doesn't matter if your arms are straight or bent, but let there be energy expressed from your feet, through the top of your head, through your fingers. You've got it. Back to warrior one and to warrior two, all the way up and around to warrior two. Good. So again, in these warrior poses, these opportunities to notice, are we attached to how this is going to go? Can we keep showing up vulnerably, staying open with a little more ease than fight in us, a little more expansion than contraction? Great. Now you're going to take Skandasana. So you're going to bend your left leg, take your hands to heart center, sit low, and flex that front foot. So dig the heel in and lift the toes up. Good. You've got it. Good. Lift all the way up. Hands stay at heart. And then squat back down. Good. One more time. Lift up and squat back down. And then pause here in the squat. Find a little bit of movement and adjustment with your toes, your leg. Just get comfortable in this open groin position. Know a little bit of where we're going. Great, Dia. And then as you're ready, pivot to the front foot to Crescent Lunge, Anjaneyasana. Good. And similar to earlier, take airplane arms here. Reach your arms back. Good. Feel the solidity in your feet. You've got grounded, earthy legs, but you've got some fire coming out of your chest. You've got it. Crescent lunge, arms reach high. And here's that vertical twist to your right. Open arm twist. Good. Let your shoulders come together as your fingers part from one another. Staying here, bring your hands together to the right shoulder, to your right shoulder. Yep, and we're going to take revolved crescent lunge. So lots of options. I see a lot of you on this call that I know, and I know you have a practice. For those of you that are newer, there's always the option to drop that back knee down. For those of you who are ready to really kick up more heat, you could spread your arms. But this first time through, we're just finding our way into our hips, this place that's been so sticky for a lot of us in this process, as we've been literally stuck in place. I guess the nicer way to call it is we've been safe at home, but some of us have felt stuck in place. Good. Big opening, star pose. Star pose. Open wide. Good. Spread your toes, spread your fingers, let your toes face the corner of the mat. And then horse or goddess pose. Hands together at your heart, sit your hips low. Good. Inhale your arms to the sky, reach up, perhaps look up, and then hands to heart center, back to center. Good. 2 more times. Reach high, and then sit low. Last time, big circle, arms up, and then hands to heart center, sit low. Good. Now stay here for a few breaths. If you want to make some adjustments, you want to lift or lower your heels, but notice around your throat and the back of your neck, can you create freedom rather than contraction? Really good work. Star pose is next. Open up, expand out to the front of your mat, low lunge. Step to high plank. And travel your way to downward dog. So feel free to take chaturanga, take the cobra that we started with, like Dia's showing us here. You can also just press yourself directly there. Take a few breaths to clear the space, to keep everything open rather than contracted. Good work. As you're ready, your left foot steps forward, warrior one. Now again, take your time to find a wide stance, wide shoulders, a low seat, a smile in the corners of your mouth, like you're gonna find your way. And so much of what our practice is always asking us to work with is the resistance and the struggle. So maybe you've got some attachment. Let's not make it a problem. We've got enough challenges today. We don't want to make what is a problem. We just want to work with ourselves as best as we can. Good. Take a breath in, reach up, eyes up, and then arms back, airplane arms. So both feet are on your mat. Both feet are connected to the earth. Drive your legs down to lengthen your spine. Separate your shoulders from your hips and reach through your heart. Amazing. Warrior one, arms rise up. And then here's that vertical twist to your left. Open your arms to the left. Good. And then notice that you're going to have to make it personal, little adjustments for your shoulders and your arms to accommodate where you are. Then it starts to go much better, much faster. Really good. Through warrior one, up and around to warrior two. Spin up and around to two. And in the olden days when warriors were headed into battle, I'm hoping they weren't holding their breath and having their shoulders up to their ears, right? I'm hoping they were steady and soft. You've got it. Beautiful. Skandasana is next. Hands to heart center. And straighten that opposite leg. Beautiful. Straighten up, lift up. And then hands back to heart center as you sit low, feeling the left toes flex. Good. One more time, lift up. And then one more time, pause at the bottom of Skandasana. And take a minute here to feel your left and right ankle, your hips, where your hands will be as we move through this. Good work. As you're ready, pivot to the front foot, Crescent Lunge. You take all the steps you need to get yourself there. That's how we drop our attachment, as we do what must be done that feels right in our heart. From Crescent Lunge, airplane arms. Send your arms back. Good. Again, press the feet and legs down. Lengthen between the shoulders and your pelvis. Good. Work vertical twist. Lift up to crescent. And then vertical twist over to your left. Good. You've got it. Good. And maybe you want to imagine you're in one of your favorite places this morning doing this practice with your favorite people. That might feel really nice. Good. Now hands together at your left shoulder, because we're going to take revolved crescent lunge. So like before, option to straighten and squeeze that back quadricep or drop the knee. You could make a fist with your bottom hand, like Dia is demonstrating, with your hand pressing in and your fist pressing up to feel that shoulder connection on your back. These look great. And now revolve open to star pose. 5-pointed star. Let's take goddess or horse again. Hands to heart center. Sit low. Good. As you inhale, nice wide arms. Make a big arc up. Reach up. And then hands back to heart center. And you can, as you inhale, straighten your legs and lift up. And bring your hands back to heart. Or you have the option to just use the arms and keep your hips and pelvis low. Reach up. And hands to heart. Good. Pause at the bottom. Take a few breaths into relaxation and acceptance as best as you can. Good. You've got it. Star pose. Lift back up to the front of your mat. Low lunge. Step to high plank and travel to downward facing dog. Good. Together, let's breathe in. Open mouth together. Let's exhale. Good. 2 more times. Give yourself a big, steady breath in and a big, steady exhale. Last time. Biggest breath of your morning. Draw it all the way in. Send it out. Let your hips lift as your shoulders soften. Good. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, release. Bring your feet forward to the front of your mat. Hands to your waist. Tadasana, rise up. Vertical twist to your right. Good. Lift up through center, mountain pose. Vertical twist to the other side. Good. Back to center, mountain pose. Airplane arms behind you. Connect your fingers, lift your heels and head high. Drop your heels and ground. 2 more times. Lift up tall and drop your heels. Good. Last time, lift up. Last time, heels drop. Stay here, breathe in. Soft, wide knees, fold forward. Chair poses next. Utkatasana, keep those feet wide. Vertical twist to your right. Back to center and to the other side. Good. Come back to center. Take airplane arms. Good. Interlace your fingers, all of them all 10. Good. Lift your heels up and then press them down into your mat. Good. 2 more times. Lift and press them down. Last time. Lift up. Last time, heels press. Good. Take chair pose here. Lift up. And now take a squat. Hands to heart center and squat. Good. Feel a steady breath in and a steadier breath out. Good. Hands to your mat, high plank. Step your way to downward facing dog. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Yeah, noticing that the breath is one of the first things to get contracted. When our mind contracts, we start to get things churning. And the practice here is to keep the breath flowing. You don't have to overdo it and hyperventilate. And we don't necessarily want you to hold your breath either. So keep that breath steady and moving for you. Awesome. Here we go. Right foot forward, Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Airplane arms in the exhale. Back to Warrior 1. Vertical twist to your right. Twist open. Good. Swing up and around. Warrior 2. Skandasana. Hands to heart. Straighten the front leg. Good. Press off and lift up. And then squat back down. Good. 1 more time. Lift up. 1 more time. Squat down. You got it. Pivot to the front. Crescent lunge. Arms go back. Airplane arms. Back through crescent. Vertical twist. Up into the right. Hands to that right shoulder. Revolved crescent lunge. Stay for a full breath in. Stay for a full breath out. Good. Star pose. Open wide. Horse pose, sit low. Just 1 time, arms sweep wide and high. Beautiful. Hands to heart center. Star pose. Low lunge to the front of your mat. Step to high plank and float it downward facing dog. And you're doing great, right? You're just noticing where you're contracting. You're noticing where you're expanding. You're trying to drop expectation and attachment and let yourself be. Great. Left foot forward, Vira 1. Step forward, lift up. Airplane arms as you exhale. Warrior 1, rise. Vertical twist, open up to the left. Good. Swing up and around. here's that Skandasana, hands to your heart, straightening that left leg, toes lift. Good, hands stay connected, pulse up. Good, and then sit low. Beautiful, last time, press to lift, and now press to squat. Good, pivot to the front of your mat, Crescent Lunge, Anjaneyasana, you've got this. Good, airplane arms, send them back. Arms reach high, Crescent Lunge, vertical twist over to your left. Good, hands come together at that left shoulder, revolved Crescent Lunge. Good, feel the breath move into your body, fill you with expansion, and then feel the breath leave your body, leaving space and an opening in its wake. Star pose, pivot up and around. Goddess pose, hands to heart center. You've got this. Arms lift, breathe in, reach up. Hands to heart center, sit even lower. Star pose. To the front of your mat, low lunge. Stepping to high plank, traveling to downward facing dog. And those of you who practice with me with any regularity, you know I have a whole mudra and mantra and belief system around the words, you've got this. And I don't know that I've ever felt more certain about that than watching all of you through this pandemic. Watching you speak openly, ask questions, share where you are, be thoughtful about yourself and others, be willing to entertain others' perspective. That's expansion. Let's keep that going forward. Good, a big breath in, and one time, mouth open, exhale. Good, through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, send it out. You've got it. Right foot forward, warrior one. Good, airplane arms, send your arms back. Good, interlace your fingers behind you this time. Here's a cue change, and we're gonna call this a strong, humble warrior. Your torso and head come halfway down. So you imagine you're almost headbutting what's directly in front of you. If there's a wall there, you're reaching in front of you. So eyes are down, neck and spine are in one long line. Stretch your knuckles back behind you as you reach in front of you. So this is an active stretch for your groin, for your spine. This looks amazing. Good. Rise up, warrior one. And then here's your vertical twist. Open and twist to the right. Good. You've got it. Warrior two, spin around. Skandasana, hands to heart center, straighten your front leg. Good, press to lift up, keep your hands connected. Two more times, press to lower, you've got it. Lift up, good, press and use your strength to lower down. Beautiful, pivot to the front, crescent lunge up and around. And now airplane arms. Now full airplane Dakasana, come onto your front foot. Now, always the option to hold steady. If you're working that strength and expansion, you might start to straighten and bend your front leg. Straighten and bend your front leg. Beautiful. Good, and feel you're a little wobbly, right? Don't have too much attachment, but you're showing up, no doubt. You're doing beautifully. Awesome. Step back to Crescent Lunge as you're ready. Good work. And then here's that vertical twist over to your right. Hands together at your right shoulder. Revolved Crescent Lunge. Good. We're going to take a variation here. Feel free to stay here or drop your knee. Otherwise, Dia's going to launch forward onto her front foot for revolved half moon. So you could just come up and lift that back leg or work that back leg into lifting. You could split your arms apart, taking the bottom hand toward the floor, your ankle, the top arm up. It's not easy, I know. Stay with yourself. So amazing. One more breath in. Mindfully step yourself back and pivot all the way up and around star pose. Good. This time, feet parallel with one another. And let's take Prasarita, a forward fold down. Taking your right hand to the center on the mat in front of you. Take your left arm up to the sky if you're outside or you're ceiling. Good. Now I'd like you to move with your breath. As you exhale, your upper hand comes to the mat. And as you inhale, that hand on the mat lifts. And just moving back and forth, staying connected to your breath and your body, but looking to decouple, if we can, the shoulders and the hips, just freeing up so much of the body that's getting sticky in these staying at home times. Beautiful. So good to hear you breathing and see you moving and know that life is still going forward, even in these times we could feel so sticky. Good. Coming back to Prasarita, and then take a quarter turn back to the front of your mat. Good. Runner's lunge here. Walk your right foot over to the right. And you could stay on your palms. You could come to elbows. You could drop a knee. If you've got a pillow or a block or a blanket, you could put it under that back thigh. But there's this pause. And in the pause, there's a chance to digest, to integrate what's happening so you can make a more thoughtful choice to stay open. Great work. Walking yourself back to low lunge. And step to high plank and travel to downward facing dog. Good, good work, good work. A big breath in with your mouth open, exhale and send it out. Good, and then just like that, but with your mouth closed, breathe in, and through your nose, breathe out. Good, left foot comes forward, warrior one. And then exhale into airplane arms. Now here's that change, interlace your fingers, press into your feet, lift your heart, and we'll call it strong, humble warrior. It's about a halfway lower, so a lot more leg strength here than if we take traditional humble warrior. And then I want you to see how much can you expand and extend, right? Can you reach the top of your head forward and your tailbone back? Can you press your feet down? Can you reach through your knuckles? And can you do it all without fighting? Can you do it with as much ease and effortlessness as possible? Amazing. Warrior one, rise up. And then vertical twist to your left. Good. Swing around, warrior two, Vira two. Here's Skandasana, hands to heart center toward that back leg. Good. Hands stay together. Lift up, spring up. Good. Press into that back leg, lower. Rise back up. And then lower back down. Good. You've got this. To crescent lunge to the front of your mat. And then airplane arms. Here's that change again. Airplane pose. Dakasana. So the pose of flight, so take a few breaths to get into the pose or the flight. Good, now stay steady or put in your airplane squats, right? Like we're building muscle memory that we can do this, right? We can do it our way. Some of you are slow and steady. Some of you are pulsing because you want to feel a little bit more movement and bounce in your connective tissue. But if you're doing it your way, you're doing it right. There's no doubt. Good. Mindfully step back, crescent lunge. Great job. And then vertical twist. Good. Pause here. Hands connect in front of your left shoulder. And here's revolved crescent lunge. So just like before, we're going to come into revolved half moon. You're welcome to stay in revolved crescent. If you'd like to work your balance, again, launch onto that front foot. Let the back foot start to lift a little or a lot. Yeah, and then options of, squatting and bending the front leg, opening the arms, but let it be expansion. There's no doubt there's a lot of twist on you here. There's a lot of torque. So stay soft and relaxed. Stay open as best as you can. Such good work. Beautiful. Step back and let's pivot open to star pose. Good. Prasarita again. Feet parallel. And then we'll fold forward here with a wide fold. So some options here would be to take tripod headstand or handstand. The other option is to bend one knee and straighten the other leg, just moving side to side, continuing to open groin and pelvis. we're going to have a lot of options going forward. And again, we're going to be asked to do what's right for us and try to be unconcerned and unattached to what others are doing, especially when it doesn't fit our mindset. It's not easy, I know. And yet here we are showing up. Beautiful. Let's meet back in Prasarita. And then taking a quarter turn to the front of your mat. Stepping to high plank. Traveling your way to downward facing dog. Good work. We're going to do a little bit of heart racing here as we go into balancing. So take a steadying breath in. And then exhale in a steady breath out. Good. And then bringing your feet forward to the front of your mat. Find chair pose here. Chair pose here. Good. And then bringing your hands to your heart. We're going to call these jump switches. You're going to take a big breath in, and then you're going to pop over to your right and make airplane arms. Good. You're going to jump back to center, hands to heart center, and you're going to pop to your left, airplane arms. Dia's got it. Good. Come back to center, hands to heart center, and just side to side as you airplane your arms back. Come back to center, bring it to center. Good. And find that you've got some lightness. You've got some joy here, that we're not too attached to how fumbly sometimes these can be. We're just moving back and forth, opening up, expanding from head to toe. These look amazing. One time each side again. Come back through center. Take the other side. Beautiful. We'll meet back at center. And then let's take arcing Tadasana. Lift up. Good. And then chair pose again. Chair pose again. Beautiful. Now we're going to take hands to heart again. And just like what we did before, we're going to call these football runs. So Dia's going to have quick feet, quick feet. Have you ever seen that? Toasters at people, it's definitely worth a watch. And then she's going to start adding in airplane arms. She's going to breathe in and then airplane arms out, and then hands back to heart. Yeah, and she's got super quick feet. She's looking great and strong. Her neighbors are wondering what she's doing on this Saturday morning. Awesome work. Good. One more time. Hands back. Beautiful. And then pause at center and take arcing Tadasana again. Stretch through your legs. Lift up. Good. Last time, chair pose. You've got this. Chair pose with nice wide feet. We're going to call these dig deep, right? This is what's being asked of us. Dig deep. Breathe in, reach up, and then hands connect to your ankles. Good. Reach up and hands to ankles. Good. Two more times. Reach up. You could take your hands past your ankles even, or just grab your ankles. Good. Last time, hands up. Last time, hands reach down towards or past ankles. You've got an arcing Tadasana. And then a wide squat. Just squat at the top of your mat. Good. Let your tailbone melt. Let the top of your head just be buoyed up. Feel the ease from the top of your head through your neck, thoracic spine, middle spine, tailbone. Beautiful. Step back to center, Samastitihi, standing at attention, arms by your side, feet under your hips. Good. From here, will you step your left leg back to Crescent Lunge, please? Good. Good. And now take that left knee and bring it up into standing staff. Standing staff. Arms drop down. Good. Step back to Crescent Lunge. Good. Drop your arms. Step it forward to standing staff. Beautiful. One last time. Step back. Crescent Lunge. And then standing staff. Beautiful. Interlace your fingers around your knee. And hug in. Good. Drive your left leg or right leg down and lift your left knee up. And then can you bring that lifted knee in line with your hip so it's not far above your hip, but it's actually right at hip height? Awesome. Great work. Good. And then send that knee over to your left. Yep, you've got it. And you can take it with your hand. You could extend it. You could take your big toe. You've got lots of options.
and then bring it back to center. Bring your hands to heart center, and let's take figure 4. Figure 4. Good. Can you spread all 10 toes? Can you feel how many of your 10 fingers can you feel? Good. Step to Samasti Tahi, feet underneath you, arms by your side. Good, and then you're going to step your right leg back, Crescent Lunge. Arms come high, and now here's that standing staff. Back knee rises, arms drop. You've got it. 2 more times. Step back, wide stance, lift up, and then step forward, bring it forward. Beautiful. Last time, step back. Press to launch, finding momentum, standing staff. Good. Fingers interlace at your knee. And then with your knee at the same level of height as your hip, can you draw it into the socket and let it lengthen your spine? So nice. Good. And now can you open it up to your right? Good. And feel that even in this balancing pose, there's no doubt you can still expand across your chest, through the top of your head, through your feet. Good. Bring that knee in front, standing staff, and figure 4, hands to heart, cross your ankle. It's never what you're doing, but who you're being when you're doing it. So notice that here is your jaw clenched. Are you already going through your to-do list? Like, where can you show up with expansion, with possibility rather than contraction? Good. Samasti Tahi, standing at attention. Samasti Tahi. Good. Inhale, reach neck high. Exhale to a squat. Feet wide, hands to heart center. Good. Feel a big breath in and feel a big breath out. One more time. Big breath in and a big breath out. Good. Hands to the mat and step back. We're going to take runner's lunge on the left side. We did the right side before, but I forgot the left. So let's put that in just in case we need it today. So walking your left foot to the left, let's take runner's lunge. And here you are again in this moment to pause. And together, can we resist the urge to fill the pause with questions, worries, to-do lists? Can you feel the temperature at the nape of your neck? Can you feel your hip bones right into the sockets? Can you feel your feet so far apart? Beautiful. Slowly bring yourself to low lunge and step to high plank, will you? Lisa McGilvery, will you? Good. From high plank, let's take Vashisthasana, side plank. So pick a side, either side, because we're going to do both. I'm definitely going to do both. Great. Good night. From here, what I want you to feel initially is expansion, right? Whether you've got a knee dropped or a leg lifted, from your hand to hand, toes to head, heart to what's above you, how open can you feel? Beautiful. Now take your top leg high, and if you'd like, bring that foot into tree pose. Good. If you want to keep it lifted, you'll just keep it lifted. You're doing great. Good. Now hold it and come to high plank. So your leg is either in tree pose or it's lifted. Beautiful. Hold it there. Take a big breath in. Lower halfway down to low push-up. Good. Now drop both your feet down. Take upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Good work. Good job. Good. Come to high plank, and we'll take side plank on the other side, Vashisthasana. So again, as you get set up initially, just find expansion. Let go of like what that has to look like or any cues, but like where can you expand your breath, your body, your courage? What can you open into on this morning? Good. If you're ready, take that top leg up. And either keep it up or take it into tree pose. Beautiful. Keep all that expansion. Hold it. Take a full breath in. Bring that shape to high plank. Yep, either the top lifted leg or the tree pose leg, high plank. Keep that leg where it is, lower halfway down, hold it. Good, now step your leg back, upward facing dog or cobra, downward facing dog, downward facing dog. Such good work. A big breath in and a big breath out. Good, another breath in. Through your nose, exhale. Good, bring your feet forward. And then take chair pose for the last time. Chair pose. And take a wide chair here. So you've got a nice wide Utkatasana. And as you sit into chair pose, start to slowly lower your hips and your seat all the way down to pose. Setu Bandhasana, the bridge. And we're building that right now, right? In the world, we're trying to build our bridge back. How are we going to come back? Let's make it steady and simple. Good. What I'd like you to do this morning is separate your arms and either bring them wide or overhead. And then you're going to try this as someone who has a lot of lower back pain. I love this feeling. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your pelvis up. As you exhale, you're going to drop your pelvis heavily to the mat. The whole yep, you got it. Lift your pelvis up. I know it's a little weird. And then drop it down. It should feel pretty great. Good. You're going to do that a few times. Dia's got such a good drop. The tripod's vibrating. Drop it down. Good. 2 more. Yeah, let there be some compression on your low back, a release of your tailbone. Last time, drop it down, and then take bridge pose. Good. Now from here, you've got an option. You can stay in bridge, or you could take your right foot up toward the sky or ceiling. Again, depending on if you're outside or inside. Your left foot will kind of walk to the center of your mat. Good. And you're going to lift that right heel towards whatever's above you. Now, again, you could find small pulses. You could stay steady. But you're really separating the front left hip and quadriceps. Such good work. And then when you're ready, you'll gently switch feet. That foot comes down, the other heel lifts up. And again, you'll find some lifting here. So nice. So great. And then feet together into bridge and then slowly lower down. And then this time, feet come wide and knees fall in towards each other. Bring your hands onto your body. Reconnect with the intention from the start of your practice. One final back bend. Let this be an offering for your day. What do you want to open up into? What do you want to step toward? Take bridge, bridge to wheel, wheel pose, camel, cobra. Find your back bend here. Good. And then if you want lion's breath, open your mouth, stick your tongue out. Let the energy move. Let everything that can open and expand here. And as you're ready, gently lower your spine to your mat, a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. And remind yourself that the person under these hands, you can trust them to open, to expand, to relax. You're still here. You're doing amazing. Good. Let's take legs up the wall pose. Stand your feet up on that sky or ceiling above you. You could roll up your mat and put it under your low back if you want some support. Otherwise, you can just stand your feet above you. Some of you might take plow or shoulder stand. I like my spine heavy on the mat here. And And then feel your ability right here to let things be, to let people be, to let you be exactly as they are, as you are, as all of it is. As you're ready, transitioning to happy baby pose, taking your hips wide, a lot of work on the groin and the hips today. Hopefully we unstuck some of the things that have been log jammed in these last few weeks. And then let's take a twist before Shavasana here. So both knees together. You can take any twist you like. I'm going to cue both knees together, dropping both knees to your left, arms go wide. And then both knees back to center and gently drop them to the other side. And with ease, both knees to center, give yourself just a loving touch. We're so restricted on touch from people we love. Give yourself a loving touch from someone who loves you and wishes they could do that right now. And then Shavasana. Shavasana. And we're going to let Dia stay and rest in Shavasana. Now that our Instagram time is limited to 60 minutes, we don't have a chance to meditate together, but I'm going to encourage you this morning to stay in your Shavasana, stay in your meditation, stay with yourself, and let your being this morning just naturally expand. Allow yourself to spill open and to spill over, to start this day with an open heart and an open mind.